All right, for my rebuttal, I'd like to mention a few of the claims made by the advocate side and touch on those and before I summarize our points. So firstly, I'd like to refute the claim from the advocate side that mentions that families are struggling to support their children on a minimum wage. And this is kind of misconstrued as it's an overgeneralization, to be honest, as most people in the workforce that earn minimum wage are not sole breadwinners or families, are not families. According to a testimony from Brookings.edu, declining work rates, stagnant wages, the rise of female-headed families, inferior education, and the rise of immigration and low skills have been have had their own major effect on the poverty rate. For example, between in terms of the work rates, between 1980 and 2009, work rates for men declined from 74.2% to 67.6%, which is about a 9% fall, while the trend for young black men is even worse, as they started from 60.9% and it declined to 46.9%, which is a nearly 20% decline. Another thing that affects it is the poverty rate is education. And the same study from Brookings shows that with a college degree, adult children can cut their odds of staying in the bottom fifth from 45% to 16%, while and the odds of making it to the top quintiles indicate the same amount of difference. And lastly, the immigration has a significant effect on poverty rate, and the same study continues. In 2009, the immigrant poverty rate was 19% compared to 17% for native-born citizens. And the poverty rate would be lower by about 0.6% or about 2 million people if the immigrant poverty rate is about the same as the native-born poverty rate. My second claim is that I want to refute is that many breadwinners are not minimum wage workers, and a majority of those that would be affected, over like 60%, are either second or third earners in their households, where the family average household is more than $50,000 a year. So just 18% of minimum wage earners are the sole source of their income for the family, and with only half of those being single parents dependent on it. And that comes from a publication by the WashingtonPolicy.org. So in summary, I want to summarize me and my partner's claims for this. And our significance claim was that minimum wage will not reduce poverty, and that's because there's a lot of causes for poverty, and it won't just be fixed by a simple raising the federal minimum wage. Our enhanced claim was that the minimum wage will negatively affect businesses, and that is true, as it will raise prices, which will lead to more automation or more price increases. And our solution would be, and since raising the federal minimum wage will not work, like my partner said, our solution should be more focusing on minimum wage based on locations and taking into account all the different factors rather than just raising the standard federal minimum. And that's it for me. Thank you.